So, postpartum.
Yes.
Have you made any tapes since then? I guess.
I think you just gotta subscribe and find out.
That's my least favorite answer on the show.
I just think that like a lot of people are wondering that, and
Yeah, I think that's a big question I had to ask. So, has Kelly K gotten back in the game?
Kelly K's.
Okay, people, we are back with another episode of OnlyStans. We are live from Barstool, Nashville in the green room, having a wonderful time. Great bar. If you're ever in town, check it out. Beautiful bar. We're in the green room right now. We have, I would say, probably the most anticipated episode of OnlyStans of all time. We have one of my favorite guests ever returning for her first time. We have Kelly K here. Love Kelly.
Hello.
But yeah, so you live in Knoxville, so you came out to Nashville for the day. We're gonna have a nice time tonight.
I came out to Nashville for your birthday.
For my birthday. This is the first time that you're going out as a mom, correct?
Yes, this is mommy's first night out without the baby. I'm anxious, excited, just all the feelings.
I'm interested to see how you're gonna act. I've actually never been out with you in like a bar setting because we're having a party here tonight. I've never been out with you in a club setting.
We
went to a very, very dimly lit bar solo.
But it was like a rave country bar where I got my toes sucked.
I didn't really like that. I hated that guy.
Hated it.
I hated that guy so much. He was being a little disrespectful. I didn't like it.
But I was shoving my foot down his mouth, so
yeah, he was being very disrespectful.
Mouth,
and then you were saying like follow you to the bathroom, which I didn't like. But I was gonna have to go to the bathroom and be
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Oh well, I don't know.
You making up fibs?
I think I was doing it just for the OnlyFans.
No, either way, it was like I'm pretty sure you went to the bathroom and like he like followed you, and I was like, oh fuck this guy.
Oh, he followed me to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, if he would have followed me in the bathroom, I would have clocked him.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought happened. Either way, I did not like that guy's vibe. For the record, we're talking about like a 25-year-old finance bro that was drinking with his boss, getting a little horny. I mean, I get it. Kelly's a beautiful woman, and she was open to doing some stuff at the bar. I think you did a few body shots and like
body shots and toes.
He let him suck you. He sucked your toes.
Yeah, he sucked my toes.
Yeah. He was having the time of his life. But so that was the only time we've been out together, and then tonight we're going to this party together, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen you in a club setting before. What am I going to see? What is Kelly K going to give the people?
You know, I've changed so much in this last year, but as I'm like in Nashville today and dressed up and around my besties and around you, I feel like old Kelly K is going to come back out and just rage and like have the time of my life, because before everything happened, that's who I was. Just like you embody the moment, you have fun, you live life to the fullest, and I think that's going to come out tonight.
I agree. It's very inspirational. And let me tell you, before we start this off, as you just said, you're done up today. Yes. I've told you about 4 times already since you've been here doing small talk for an hour. You look absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
And I don't mean that in a horny way. I mean in a respectful way.
Yeah.
But you look amazing.
Can I show off?
Please show off.
I'm very proud of my progress.
You look amazing. You look so good.
4 months after having a baby.
4 months postpartum. Look at this beautiful woman.
My workouts are dropping soon on my Instagram.
You should. I'm
going to be like a fitness influencer on top of everything.
So good. As the kids say, beautiful. You look gorgeous, Kelly.
Thank you. I don't think the kids say beautiful. I think
what do they say?
Like,
you look fucking hot.
I think they say, God damn.
That's what they say? I don't know. But either way, you look amazing. So I will say, I feel like this is like an Oprah interview. I've never done a more serious interview before.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into some stuff. We're going to talk about life.
Yeah. We're good friends, so I would love to talk about it with you.
So we will begin with congratulations on having a baby.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You're now a mom. The last time we talked was, I think, May of 2020. What is it? 2022.
Yeah.
And that was May. And then now it's August 2023 and you're a mom.
Yeah, it's weird.
You have child.
It's crazy. He's the best. I love him so much. But every single day I look at him and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you're alive. Like you're a baby, but you're a human. Like, I love him more than anything on earth, but I'm still like processing that I have like a little tiny thing.
You have a thing that belongs to you, like he's yours. He's
but
your
that's
child.
My favorite part is like I'm possessive and he belongs to me. He'll always love me. He'll always be there for me. He'll never leave me. So it's the best part about having a kid.
Amazing. I want to talk a little more about motherhood because you're maybe the 3rd or 4th mom I've had on the show.
Yeah, MILF's rule.
And you're a new mom. It's your first child, obviously.
Yeah.
So just like what's the day-to-day like?
Okay, so
give me the Kelly K day-to-day rundown.
It's not this, I'll tell you that. So day to day, okay, for example, today We woke up at 1 a.m. to feed, 4 a.m. to feed. I did not go back to bed. And then the rest of the days, you feed every 3 to 4 hours, you play, you nap. Me and Spider are like very connected. I think the trauma bond when he was in the womb was really gnarly. It's something that like not a lot of people maybe experience. And so when he came out, I feel like I have this thing that I have to protect with my whole entire life. And like, it's on another level of a first time mom. After everything that happened, I'm like, I can't let him out of my sight. So I spend 24/7 with this baby, and we play and we read books and do nursery rhymes and cuddle, and it's the best. He's an Aries, so he loves to be in front of the camera. So every time the phone comes on, he's in front of the camera.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's the cutest.
Amazing.
He's like in front
I love
of
his
the
legs.
camera. His long
He's got some
legs.
thick king legs.
Yeah, so dad was 6'7", and
That's tall.
he's gonna be big. He's gonna be a
He's gonna
football
be a big
player,
boy.
big boy.
You're short.
Yeah. He's gonna tower me, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna carry me one day. Like I carry you every day, you're gonna carry me one day.
So he's definitely gonna be a football player.
Yeah.
That's his life goal right now.
So I'm a very strategic person, and I have like a strategy planned out for his life.
Okay.
You start out young in swimming because swimming develops all the muscles in your body, and then you move on to like basketball, baseball, and then you don't put them in football until they're a little bit older because their bones are still developing. You don't want them to like cause any harm or break anything. To be a football star, you don't have to be in football young. You can do all the other sports and then push them in football like middle school.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What if he wants to be like a doctor or
He won't.
or a musician?
He won't. So
What if he wants to be a scientist?
scientist I'm cool with, but I actually had his astrological chart read, and I'm
Okay.
like very, very big into astrology. So every single famous person, it's in their stars that they're going to be famous. And I've had his astrological chart read and his numerology done. And it's weirdly, ironically enough, that it's going to play out for him to be a football
So
star.
you're reading the future.
Yeah.
I've always loved you,
Fortune
Kelly.
teller.
I didn't depict you as an astrology gal.
Very big into astrology.
I'm a Leo.
I'm just not one of those girls that are like pushing it on you, but I see you being a Leo.
I'm a Leo. What are the Leo characteristics?
You're the lion. You're the king of the jungle. You're very confident. You're very forward. You're very sexual. So it makes
Horny.
sense with your
Correct.
podcast,
Horny.
what your podcast is about. Like, you're not shy. Like, you shine
So
as
do you
a
think
Leo.
I'm a good Leo?
Yeah, the best.
You think I'd be in the Leo Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
All those things
It would
sound.
be your face.
All
What do
those
you
things
mean?
sound very good to me because, like, in my friend group, you just met my friends. I think I'm definitely
Yeah.
the alpha of the crew.
Of course.
I think.
Well, yeah, they're your minions.
I think I'm confident, fairly.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Absolutely.
fairly confident. Say what you said before.
What?
Say what you said before.
What did I say?
You said I'm one of the most confident people you've ever
Oh,
met.
you are
Say
one
it.
of the...
Say it to the camera.
Glenny is one of the most confident people I have ever met. So,
Love you.
I love you.
God, I'm so happy to be back with Kelly K. But let's So yeah, we're talking about motherhood,
Yes,
stuff, mom
yes.
life.
That was like the sappy part.
Yeah, that was the sappy part. But so I feel like I've been seeing a lot of news articles over the last year.
Yeah. So People Magazine reached out to me right after everything happened, and I wasn't ready to talk. I didn't feel comfortable. I would say for probably like 8 months of my life, I probably was just like dead to the world. Like I didn't exist. I was just there breathing and going through the motions. So when people were reaching out, it wasn't just people, it was a lot of like magazines and stuff that were reaching out to me. I wasn't ready to talk. And finally people reached out as it was nearing my birth, and they wanted to cover my birth. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people that covered or followed Spencer, they wanted to see his child being born. They wanted to see how everything transpired. And I feel like I owe it to the world to show off like what his creation was. Like, this is a miracle baby, and I'm very proud of him. And I just try to think like what Spencer would want. So people reached out, and I was like, okay, I'm finally ready to like showcase what happened and what was going on.
You're very proud of him.
This might be like super spiritual, but people say it, they're like, okay, like this is Spencer's prodigy, that he's gonna like fill the shoes, because Spencer was about to go to the NFL. If he wouldn't have passed, he would have got drafted. So I feel like this is this is his thing that he left on earth to fulfill his shoes.
Amazing.
And I'm very, very strict. Given the way I look, like I'm very driven in the goals that I set for myself, and I have very high expectations for my son, and I won't let him fall below that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I do want to just talk to you about everything that's happened in the last year. Okay. If that's cool with you.
Yeah,
I feel like if I have you here, we kind of have to talk about it.
Of course, I'm ready.
But we discussed, you're an open book.
I am an open book today.
So just give me on the timeline. I want to hear this rundown of the timeline of like what happened.
Yeah. So
I remember I FaceTimed you and you were like, I'm going to flying. I can't answer. I'm on a plane going to Oregon.
Yeah. So I met Spencer I saw him on TikTok.
Okay.
And found his Instagram, and then I went and looked at his stats because I'm like, I'm just a different kind of girl.
That's the worst thing you could have said.
I'm like, no, hold on. I'm like,
that was the worst thing you could have said.
No, hold on. This is really, it turns out really great. So I'm like, how do I reach this person in another way that's not just like, oh, you're hot, or like, what's your number, like, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I went and looked at his stats on football,
and they were good stats.
Well, I was only looking at his height. So I saw he was 6'6", and I DM'd him and I said 6'5" because I knew that would like arouse a man. It would like make their ego like just be like, this bitch just said I was 6'5". Like, no, I'm 6'6". He said 6'6" with an asterisk. And I was like, where you at? And
horny.
Yeah, like it all just like transpired from there. We FaceTimed for 2 hours the same day. He was like, you need to come to Oregon. And I was like, I'm booking a flight right now. I think when you meet that person, you just know.
I agree.
Whether it's on FaceTime or whatever, like our life stories, like we're both told on that FaceTime. We both knew like, this is the person I'm supposed to be with. And so I didn't have a hesitation going out there. I was so excited. I booked my flight even earlier than what it was supposed to be. So, I went out there and we had a great time. And
so this was the first time you ever went out there?
Yeah.
So when did you guys actually like start talking on FaceTime before the flight?
Sometime.
Like month?
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get my Oprah on and engage the timeline.
I think
I'm not good at this.
I think the timeline is something that's very controversial to my pregnancy and why people think that he might not be Spencer's son. And it's a very like hurtful thing, but I'm open to address it because I know what happened. And I don't think that like spending time with somebody really like determines the love you have for somebody. Like,
especially if you could FaceTime them in 2023, I agree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we met for one time in person. We've had this great friendship for over a year. So I don't think it takes a lot of like time and just things that maybe used to be like back in time when there wasn't FaceTime or texting. And then the conversations after we FaceTime from when I went out there, it was all day long conversations of like, not even getting to know each other, but just understanding each other. So yeah, I would say about a month. And then I went out there.
So about a month, then you flew out to Oregon.
Yeah.
Didn't answer my FaceTime. And then you flew out to Oregon. And then, so how long did you guys spend like a weekend together, right?
Like a couple weeks.
A couple weeks?
Yeah.
And then see, I don't really know how to talk about this.
So things happen. It's okay. So I track my period.
The floor is yours.
Well, I mean, just to get down to the nitty gritty, I'm not on birth control. So I track my ovulation. I'm very into astrology and spirituality and like being in touch with the moon and things like that. So I knew I was ovulating at the time. And just to get down to like the real nitty gritty, I was like, okay, I'm ovulating. And he was like, okay, well, you're supposed to be my baby mama. We talked about these things. Spencer wanted kids. He loved kids from everything that you can see, like from his past. He was involved with so many like kids organizations and stuff. And like, he didn't have a great upbringing. Like he didn't have a mom and dad to be there for him. So all he ever wanted to do was create a family so he could give his kid what he didn't have. And, so we did that. And, I was ovulating and
so you went in knowing you were ovulating and
yeah, and told him that. And he was like, well, you're my baby mama, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And then this one's probably going to piss people off. But I was like, you know, if you fuck me doggy style, it'll be a boy. So he like flipped me around and did it like that. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, I was pregnant.
I will say, as someone that is just a fan of Kelly K, that was a crazy 3 posts to see on Instagram, which was a shocking story.
Yeah, I guess, from the outsider's point of view, it would be very shocking. Obviously, everything that happened was an extreme shock to my life, but like going from my lifestyle before to like going to that was very, very gnarly. And if you were like in my small circle, and I think I even said on your podcast, like, I just want a husband. I said that on the podcast. Like, I was in search for that like bond and that connection, and like that I was ready to settle down. I was ready to be a mom and a wife, and was just waiting for the right person to make it happen. And it happened for a moment. Everything was like super tragic, and something that I still to this day have problems like processing. It's I can't grasp.
No, yeah. Once again, I don't really know how to ask you about it.
Yeah, right. So... It's like something that it doesn't feel real. But my pregnancy for 9 months was like awful. Like my friends are here and they sat with me through the whole thing, and I was just like dead on the couch. I'm a very, very positive person. I pride myself on being a light in the world. And so when something so dark happens, I didn't know how to navigate it. I don't think anybody would.
No, of course not.
But then when Spider was born, something happened. I was just like, oh my God, I'm not sad anymore. Like, this little being is half him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's more him than me. And I wasn't sad anymore. Of course, like, you get down and you get in your feelings. But like over the last 4 months, I've gotten back into being a very positive person and just grateful for life, and that I can raise a human to be a good person in this world and to follow in the footsteps as his father. Even though like it is tragic and it's sad, I am trying very hard every single day to look on the more positive side of life. And like, we're here. I'm here. I'm not dead, and I have to make the best out of life for my son. If he wasn't here, I think it would be a very different story. I'm not sure where I would be, but he is. And so I'm just grateful that I got that opportunity.
It's a whole different life. Yeah. It's crazy. But interesting. Then I guess the last thing I'll talk to you about, which I know you mentioned earlier, I saw in the news out there in the world.
Yeah.
What is the deal with the paternity battle?
So Spencer's mother and father were not in his life as legal guardians his whole life. His brother adopted him when he went to high school. So the last 4 years of being a minor, he was under the supervision of his brother. So when you turn 18, you're not that anymore. But because that was his last like person to take care of him when Spencer passed.
Like guardian, per se?
Yeah. When that was his last guardian. So when Spencer passed, he didn't have a will or a testimony. Like, nobody thinks they're going to die at 22.
Yeah.
So his brother was the next of kin. I'm not going to speak badly about his brother, even though he spoke badly about me. I'm going to hold some like elegance and grace here. His brother was next of kin, so he made all of the decisions of funeral, reception, Spencer's belongings, money, everything like that. So the rest of his family, like, I spoke to and like talked to, and I was like, I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. His mom's side, his sisters, his aunts, like everybody is on my side. But since his brother is the next of kin, he has a say-so. And he's also in contact with the University of Oregon because he was there when Spencer got signed. So the University of Oregon kind of sided with his brother. And I got a paternity test because in the state of Tennessee, you can't put a father's name on the birth certificate unless you have a DNA test, if they're not in the room.
Okay. So
if like you're a single mom and the dad's not in the room, say he's like a junkie or something, like you have to get that DNA test to get the birth certificate. So for Spider's sake and my sake, I wanted Spencer on the birth certificate. So I got a DNA test from his mom, from Spencer's mom, and got Spencer's name on the birth certificate. Well, that wasn't good enough for his brother.
So you did do a DNA test?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. I did the Maury DNA test. Like, it's like the most renowned. It's DNA. It's like the most like renowned
you
one.
did
that
You
can
Are
do.
the Father. Yes.
Yeah, I did that. But it wasn't good enough for his brother. So his brother went public about it and tried to humiliate me and was like, he was like demanding me go to a city to get one on his accord with my newborn right after Spider was born. And I was like, I'm not leaving my house with a newborn. Yeah. And also like, fuck you. Like why do I have to do what you say? Like,
so did you send him the one you got?
I did.
So he's seen it.
Yeah, he's seen it and still chose to come out with the news that he did on Twitter and go to like the Sacramento Bee and just try to like, he tried to like dirty my name. But the thing is like, when I have Spider, I have Spencer's sign and my sign. I have Spider's entire family, which is Spencer's side, like mom, sisters, uncles, aunts. So it's like, why am I trying to please a man that is just unhappy and can't face the fact that he didn't have a relationship with his brother when he died? They hadn't spoken years. The last time Spencer saw his brother, he punched him and knocked him out and left. He didn't like him. He never spoke about him. He told me about everybody else. So his brother just has some ill intentions. And I think he's just a little bit jealous because he never made it to college football because he got injured. And
talk that shit, Queen.
This is all from like a inside source from like an aunt, and said that his brother just wants the media attention. So whatever you want to think, like if you want to think Spider's not his kid, you can look at him and say, like, you can look at Spider and see like it's Spencer's kid. Like they're twins. So I also just don't care. I've never cared what people think. His brother holds all of Spencer's assets. So jerseys, money in the bank, all of that stuff. Obviously I don't need Spencer's money, but it's like, nice. I would love like a jersey to give his kid. I would love fair. Like
a game worn jersey.
Yeah. So Spencer wore these cowboy boots when we went out one time in Oregon, and he had a cowboy hat he wore. I would love those two things. And I just can't get him. His brother's like, no, he just shuns me. If anybody shuns me, I'm like, all right, fuck you. I don't want any part of you.
Yeah, you should block his number.
I think I said fuck you. And I just don't. Like, you do you, and he'll have to live with that regret that he won't be in Spider's life. I said, you'll just have to watch him grow up on the internet.
Once again, mic drop. Drop it, Queen. Yeah, I guess that's all we got on that forefront. Offer my condolences. I don't think I texted you, obviously, but just offer it in person.
You've been there for me.
I've been trying to text you every now and then. Just whenever I'll see you posted, then I'll just be like, hey, Kelly, how you doing?
Yeah,
but
you have. You know what? I just look at all of this stuff like life happens, and it's about how you deal with it. You know, like I could crawl into a rabbit hole and like just like be this sad person and just like not allow my son to grow up with like a happy life and just like be like fucked up in the head, because everything I saw and dealt with from the moment Spencer died up until now, like a lot of people would be very fucked up from that. And I am, but I have chose to like, after Spider was born, I'm like, okay, I have to be happy so that he can be happy and have the best life. I think it's about just like prevailing in life and just really like the power of a child. It does so much for you.
Yeah, which I'm happy for you now. I could tell by the way you're talking and just the way we talked before this, like you're in a good place, which I'm happy about because you know I love you. And so it's great.
Yeah.
New mom.
Shout out Spider.
For you guys watching, I don't know how to do this. Obviously, we have Kelly here, and we're going to talk about the horny shit next. But there was no way to not obviously talk to her about what happened in her last year. So my apologies if I did not do that correctly, but I tried my hardest because I'm not a serious interviewer. I host a horny podcast and I eat ice cream on camera. So I hope that was fine. You're good. That was
great, yeah.
And we're going to go pee, maybe do a shot. This is Mommy's first night out.
Mommy's first
night out. And then we'll get back to the fun stuff. We'll be laughing. So thank you for tuning in. Okay, we're back for the second half of this podcast. This is going to be the fun portion. This is normal OnlyStans. Good.
There we go.
Yeah, do tit stuff. Good, great. So tits look amazing. You look amazing. Everything about you looks amazing. I really got to say, Kelly, you look absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, now we're just talking about life. This is back to OnlyStans stuff.
Let's do it.
You do have an OnlyFans still.
I of course have an OnlyFans still.
Was there ever a doubt in your mind that you would stop? Did you ever consider retirement?
I did. during pregnancy and grief, you know, you're like, is this what I want to do? Is this like what I want to do raising a kid, blah, blah. But I was like, you know what? I built myself on such a foundation and I'm very proud of who I am. Like, I'm not going to stop making 6 figures a month to appease other people. Like, I'm a rock star and I'm going to continue being a rock star.
Kelly K is a rock star.
I create art on my OnlyFans and in real life, and I'm going to continue creating art.
And that's why you're the best. That's why you're the best in the business.
Yeah.
So, if you want me to ask you, I didn't look at anything for the last year out of respect to you.
Yeah.
I'm a respect guy.
Yeah.
So I just have not looked at, I truly have not looked at one thing until today. So were you, this is going to sound like a dumb question. You post any pregnant stuff?
I didn't do pregnancy content.
I don't know if you did or not.
I wasn't in the right mind. There was like a couple times I was like, wait, my boobs are so big. I think
they were bigger than those right now?
They were huge. They were full of milk. Like they were massive. So I was like, maybe I should, but I was like, no, let me just do it after.
Oh, so now you're back.
I'm back.
4 months in. So Spire was born 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So you're getting back in now. Have you? So what have you been doing in your 4 months? In your 4 months of freedom?
You know, I've been really creative. Like I said, I like to create art. I'm a very like artistic content creator kind of person. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, oh, watch me get fucked. It's like there has to be like umph to it. And there is.
I feel like I've seen you post multiple times, watch me get fucked.
Okay, but maybe I just didn't have the right words then.
It's fair.
You know?
So have you...
I think that like saying watch me get fucked being more like, oh, there's umph to it. Like, how is it going to sell?
Yeah.
You know?
So postpartum.
Yes.
Have you made any sex tapes since then, I guess?
I think you just got to... subscribe and find out.
That's my least favorite answer on the show.
You know, it's a very cliche answer. I just think that like a lot of people are wondering that. And
yeah, I think that's a big question I had to ask. So has Kelly K gotten back in the game? Kelly
K is back in the game.
Whoa.
Doing, I wouldn't say like super crazy stuff, but I have a life to live. Mm-hmm. I have a career to excel in, and you know, a part of that is getting fucked.
A big part of that's getting fucked, yeah. So you made a sex tape since that.
I might have made a sex tape.
So I'm gonna take that as a yes. And how'd you wrangle the guy in to do that? Who's this person?
It was, all I have to say, it was like in the laundry room, like in the dryer. I just wanted to do like a kind of like, you know, like mommy, like I'm doing laundry kind of thing.
Doing mommy porn, huh?
Yeah, I think that's hot. I think it's different.
Amazing.
You know, I think that I was a crazy person before, and I will continue to be a crazy person to an extent.
To be a responsible crazy person.
Responsible crazy person in my home.
Responsible crazy person with a child.
Yes.
Amazing.
And you know what? My craziness funds my child's life, because if I didn't do this, where are we going to live? How am I going to feed you? Like, how are you going to have clothes? You know?
Of course.
I don't think what happened should define me. I think that people expect that. I think people expect like, oh, you went through this tragedy and like, I can't believe you're doing this now. And it's like, well, this is who I was before. And this is who Spencer fell in love with. And this is who Spencer chose to have a child with. So it's like, yeah, if you don't agree with me, you don't have to follow me and you don't have to subscribe to my OnlyFans, but like, this is who I am and how I've made my career, and I'm very proud of that. And so I'm going to continue doing that.
Queen.
A queen.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. But the laundry room scene is really fun. Imagine like a mommy going to get laundry out and then like
bending over to get the laundry, you know?
Oh, it was bending over to get the laundry.
Nice, dude.
With my head stuck in the dryer.
Oh, that sounds like it could be a hazard for you. Maybe head hits the top or something, but...
Well, it wasn't going.
I'm just saying, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of moving parts, you know?
Yeah.
So okay. Interesting. So, so how's the dating life been since retiring from, not retiring, since getting back in the game? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not really like dating around.
Okay.
There might be a person. Might not be. I don't know.
Kelly, so much juice.
Yeah, a lot of tea.
You're very tea today.
this is what the drinks will do.
For the record, you were the one who wanted to drink.
Yeah, I needed something to take the
I
edge off.
have a text from you saying, is there going to be alcohol there? The answer is yes.
Yeah, because I was very nervous. I also think that widows are expected to stay widows forever. But again, it goes back to like, I'm still alive. I'm still on this earth. And I have to, one, provide for my child. And two, I have to be happy so that my child is happy. And I don't think any widow should be like secluded to like, you can't be with anybody ever. Like, I know Spencer would look down and want me to have somebody that is like going to love me and love my son and like help me succeed in every area of my life.
I agree. I think that's the mark of a good relationship. Obviously, if you're with somebody that when they're not there anymore, they wouldn't want you to be happy, then that's probably not the case.
Yeah, I think it's like a controversial topic, and I think the most people that speak on that topic are people that have never experienced loss to the degree that I have. Mm-hmm. It's people that have never lost a spouse that are like, oh, you can't do this or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, fuck you. You don't know what I've been through. Second of all, when you experience such a tragedy, when you feel happiness and love again, you want to grasp onto it and you want to hold on to it because you deserve that. And like, why would I want to feel like that anymore? I felt like it for a year. Like, I want to continue with my life being the happiest, healthiest version of a mom. And if that means being with somebody, then that's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. Hey, you deserve it, Kelly.
Yeah.
Now,
we all deserve it.
On a more lighter note.
Yeah.
I haven't seen some tits on the timeline.
The tits are...
I was shocked to see some tits on the timeline.
The titties are tittying.
Yeah, they look great. They look great on the timeline. I saw you and Kaylee Gunner were doing some stuff. That looked nice.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, I definitely saw some tits on the timeline.
You know, I was very insecure about my boobs after having a baby because they get really big and because they're full of milk. And then when you decide to stop breastfeeding, you have to do all these crazy things to like relieve yourself of the milk, to dry it up. So I was like wrapping myself with ace bandages, with cabbage on my tits. I was like taking Sudafed like it was fucking candy. You get to a place where you're engorged, and I didn't get stretch marks until I got engorged. I mean, they were fucking bowling balls. They were bigger than my head, and I was like,
hell yeah, brother.
I was like, I'm gonna explode. So then you have to like do all of this crazy stuff to get the milk to dry up. And when that happened, I feel like my boobs sagged a little, and there's like a few stretch marks, but I think stretch marks are amazing. It shows motherhood. It shows strength. It's like, I created this life, so I will take these scars to show that I have you. The benefit of it, even though they don't sit as high, they bounce. They jiggle. So before when I would run, they would sit here, and I got a lot of shit about being plastic because my boobs didn't move. But now, well, I don't know. I'm like sitting down.
Maybe do a setting up.
I'm also in like a very like shapewear outfit, but they move.
They move. I'm confirming.
They've never moved before, so I'm like,
hey, congrats, Queen. Get that movement going.
Yeah.
Get that jiggle going.
The jiggle is jiggling.
I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for you about the jiggle. I'm happy for you about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to think about what else we should talk about. Sorry.
So the breast milk was like coming out. So it's like, it was something that like, I feel like guys like want to drink your breast milk.
I would like to try breast milk one time. I've never tried it. I would like to try it.
Well, I don't have any breast milk for you to try.
I would have liked if you brought me a little bit. Then I would have felt like I was taking food from your child, so I don't want to do that.
There's people online that sell their breast milk because they produce an overflow of it. But it was like the gnarliest thing. Like when they started, they were just like dripping, and I couldn't get them to stop. And like, it's not like I could just shove my boob in his mouth at all times. Like they were just, it was a lot. It was gnarly.
Do you know when there's a point where like, I'm ready to rock, I'm filled up?
I'm a fill up. They were always filled. I also think
Are they filled right now?
What?
Are they filled right now?
No, my breast milk is gone. That's
you just said you were feeding this morning.
No. Oh, feeding him like with a bottle.
Oh, I thought you meant with breast milk.
No.
Oh.
I was feeding him with a bottle.
Oh, I thought you meant breast milk.
I stopped the breast milk because it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was very painful, and like, I wish I could have proceeded, but I think because I had triple D's before I got pregnant.
Hell yeah, brother.
And then, okay, if you can imagine triple D's and then like adding probably like 3 cup sizes on top of that, I was literally like falling over. My boobs, like, it was gnarly. It was a crazy experience. So I had to dry it up.
Too much tits for Kelly.
Too much tits for KK.
Too many tits for Kelly K.
Too many tits.
Damn. It's a real good problem to have.
I guess so. Not a bad problem.
Some would say it's the best problem to have.
I guess so.
But yeah. So any breast milk requests on OnlyFans? Anybody request any weird shit these days? Now that you're a mother.
I have been surprised at the amount of like pregnancy requests I got and like mommy requests, and I'm honestly so grateful for the amount of guys that are like, I love you post baby. Like they love the like natural mommy. Even like right now is the best I've ever looked, but I juice cleansed for 2 days, but like I'm 4 months postpartum. Even like right after postpartum, when I started getting back into OnlyFans, they loved just like the squishy like womanhood. They love like a natural woman. So I wouldn't say it was like weird, because I think it's like a natural thing for a male to want, but a lot of people requested pregnancy content.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think you're mixing up the definitions.
Oh.
But yes. I don't know if I'm into the pregnancy porn game. But right
I wasn't saying you. I'm just saying
saying pregnancy porn game, 100%. I get it. But postpartum, yeah.
And postpartum, like both.
I'm in on Kelly K. I'd buy some Kelly K content postpartum.
Yeah.
I would purchase. You look great.
Yeah, so it made me feel really good, because after a woman has a baby, you're like very insecure. You're like, I don't look the way that I looked before, blah, blah. I will say I have birthing hips, though.
Do what?
I have birthing hips.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Okay, so when you push a baby out, your hips get wider.
Okay.
So I have birthing hips.
That's good, I feel like.
And it makes your waist look more snatched.
So now you got a more hourglass figure.
Yeah, so I'm skinny, but like this is all like from having a baby. They're called birthing hips.
Yeah.
And it gave fat to my ass.
It did.
And it didn't go away.
No.
So
yeah,
so I can see where men like want that kind of content.
So let's see what else. So we got some pregnancy porn stuff. Obviously, the guys want that.
They want it. That didn't happen, but postpartum, there's stuff on there. And again, my number one comment is like, they're so happy I'm like natural. Like they love the like.
Sans the fake boobs.
I think that, as an influencer and an OnlyFans girl, you strive to be the most perfect Barbie. You want like no cellulite, you want perky tits, you want the tiniest waist, but those are unattainable assets for most women and for most men. Mm-hmm. Like most men can't get that Barbie figure. They want a woman that they can like grab, that they can have. And that's why I have OnlyFans, is to create, it's like I have this girlfriend experience.
You like to create fantasies, we know that.
We love to fulfill fantasies.
Still the top OnlyStans clip of all time.
So I'm still fulfilling fantasies, but even in a more mature way.
Wow.
To where I'm like, yes, I'm a mommy, I'm a MILF.
Let's
get that right. Yeah. We're a MILF. And I'm more real than I ever have been.
I forgot about that. You're a MILF now.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be probably literally the hottest MILF in the world?
Honestly?
You basically probably are.
I feel better than I did before I was pregnant. Yeah. It's something I'm very proud of.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. I forgot. Yeah. I'm like, I want to like welcome you into MILFhood. I forgot you're a MILF now.
Yeah. So what's crazy, before I got pregnant, right before I went to Oregon, I bought this shirt that said Future MILF. So I like kind of like manifested
like a little foreshadowing.
Yeah, it was a foreshadow.
Wow. You and future, you can just read the future.
I read the future and I make it happen.
Sure do, Kelly K. But yeah, so what's in Kelly K's future? Speaking of future.
It's something I think of a lot, but I try not to spend too much time in the future. I think that spending the majority of your time in the present and enjoying the moments you have with the people you have is what makes you the most happy. So that's where I spend my time, just like living. And I feel like you can make moves towards the future, but I'm just kind of letting like whatever come. I'm letting things flow.
Kelly, this has been inspirational. Before we wrap up here, you have any questions you want to ask me?
Glenny Balls.
Anything. I'm an open book.
How was your birthday?
It was good. I had a great dinner. Went to Eddie V's in Nashville. Had great lamb chops. Fantastic lamb chops.
See.
Very gamey, but amazing.
Okay.
Good crab cake. Maybe a little too much breading on there, but I still loved it.
Okay.
Great oysters from Norwalk, Connecticut. Out of this world. The mignonette sauce, the hot sauce, the tang from the hot sauce, the natural spice from the horseradish really, really popped it off. But it was a great meal.
So, hold on. Food Network. Let's
That's
get
my
this guy.
dream. You know that. You know that's
We
my
talked
dream.
about this.
You know that's my dream.
Food Network.
You know that's my dream.
We
That was my
are-
audition tape for the record. Anybody
yeah,
watching?
we are
any
the
of my,
next
Any of my
people.
chef friends, talk to your pals and
Yeah.
get them up there.
Yeah.
But that's my dream. That's my end goal. Talking about my future.
Yes.
My end goal is to be on. I just want to be on a food show.
You're going to be the next Guy Fieri.
I would love that.
You're going to be.
I would love that. You
It's
want to be my co-host?
manifesting. Of course.
Next time we're in New York,
told you
actually, we
this.
should do a video about that. We should do a food video together.
Okay, let's do it. It'll go viral.
Yeah, I love that because I feel like I've realized in my life, it would be cool if I was like reviewing food, but it would be a lot cooler if there was a beautiful woman next to me. As is anything with life, everything is kind of a lot cooler when you have a beautiful woman next to you. I've learned that. So,
I saw this shirt the other day and I bought it, and I have to say it. Sex doesn't sell, voyeurism does.
what is voyeurism? What's the definition of it?
You don't know what a voyeur is?
Is that like when you fuck outside?
No. A voyeur is somebody who watches sex. So it's like the act of sex itself doesn't sell, but the act of watching sex is what sells. So
I'm a big voyeur.
what?
I'm a big voyeur.
Yeah. A big voyeur.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The captain of the voyeurism team.
Yeah, me and you on a food show, like, we got it. Not that there's gonna be sex on the food show.
No, I don't
but-
think there's gonna be sex in the food show.
No. It's
Can't
Food
do
Network,
sex in the
PG.
kitchen. Yeah, it's gotta be clean.
But it's
kitchen.
like the act of like watching
Yeah, it'd be great.
something.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Yeah.
Lady in the Tramp some spaghetti at the end of the night.
Cute.
It'd be so cute.
Are you ready to rage tonight?
I am ready to rage tonight. I'm excited
Mommy's
about
first
it.
night
This is
out.
Mommy's first night out. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see you in a club setting. This is your first night out in over a year.
Over a year.
First night. I've already been drinking a little bit. I'm very excited, Kelly. I think we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a camera there to capture some of the fun.
Yeah, when I went to the bathroom and came back and I heard that country music out there, I was ready to coyote it.
Yeah. You've been doing some country music?
Do
Is
some
that
of that.
your move?
That's what I did last time, and that I guess that's my signature move.
That's your
I think it's like
the hair whip? Don't knock over the lava lamp.
okay, or the candle.
Or the candle. Don't burn this place down over your hair whip.
I think me being here is burning this
But
place down.
hey, Kelly, I love you. I'm happy you came. I appreciate you coming on the show, coming to Nashville from Knoxville for me. We had a great time. I'm happy I got through this normally. I didn't. That would be a little worried.
You did great.
And you did amazing, which is more important. And I love you. I think you're amazing. You look
I love
beautiful. You're one of my
you.
favorite people. And thank you for coming on. And
we did the shit.
well, obviously, we'll get Sean again soon. Obviously, whenever
Yeah.
you want. You
Stay
have an
tuned
open
for the
invite.
next. Yeah,
You know
stay
that.
tuned for what's to come.
I love you.